Good afternoon and welcome back to the first Wednesday of the month where the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce does My Chamber TV. I'm Paul Friedlander, your host today. Unfortunately, I'm not here with my buddy, Miss Barbara Marville Kelly, but we'll go ahead and struggle through. My first guest today, I'm so excited about. We have Mitch and Kim Rymanowski with 9 Round in Chelsea Place. I have known them for quite a while from my days at the Chamber, and they have a program that is just phenomenal. You guys have had the 9 Round Chelsea Place for how long now?
About 2.5 years right now.
Yeah, the gym opened about 4.5 years ago, so it was 2 years old when we purchased it.
And they have turned this thing into just a juggernaut.
It's been quite the adventure.
Yeah, it is. And it's exciting from somebody that's done circuit training many moons ago at a Nautilus gym when we first lived in Annapolis. There's nothing better than somebody that needs to work out, is worried about time, doesn't want to spend a lot of time chit-chatting with their friends and things, just wants to get it done. Talk to us about circuit training and how that works.
Well, 9 Round is unique in that we don't have class times. Right. It's a 30-minute circuit program. You have 9 stations and you spend 3 minutes at each one. And that's what's nice about not having class times. We can cycle somebody in every 30 minutes. And so you show up, you go right in. We work you in, and 30 minutes later, you're walking out the door. Some people do like to stay and chat, and that's okay. But for the busy person that wants to get in and out and get their 30 minutes in, they do exactly that.
And you have hours that make it real convenient. You start at what time in the morning?
3 days a week we open at 5. The other 2 we open at 7, and then we're open till 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then 8 p.m. on Friday, and we're also open Saturday 8 to 12.
So we really take all the excuses out of working out. So there's a lot of gyms out there that have very restrictive times. Right. I mean, there's certain class times, you have to be there. It doesn't really fit into a working person's schedule. So we eliminate all of that. We're open early, we're open late, and when you show up, that's when you start.
And like, you know, when we always talked about it, when we used to do our brochure exchanges with the Chamber and things like that, we always talked about, you know, collaboration versus competition, and that there's a lot of business to be had out there, and everybody fits into a different mold. And you and I used to have great conversations about the fact that you used to work out at the big box type of gyms, which serve purposes for people too. But talk to us about the comparison in your calories burned in that 1 or 2 hours you spent there versus here.
Totally different. First of all, I was very intimidated to go to this gym, but Kim forced me to go, and I loved it. So I was a member of a big box gym. I used to work out for about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I would burn about 350 calories. And I was working. I was really working hard. Now I'm working out for a half an hour, and I burn between 500 and 600 calories in that same amount of time. And I'm still working hard, but it's so fast. And when I started at the gym, I was about 40 pounds heavier. And I haven't really stopped. My eating habits are pretty much the same. So I really attribute it to the gym and the circuit training.
And what about you, young lady? Talk to us about what prompted you to, when it first became available, you were actually a member there, correct?
Yes, I was a member. My husband had recently retired. We had moved down here, and not having full-time jobs, I was able to go to the gym daily, and I was loving it. 3 months into my membership, the gym went up for sale, and I was devastated. The gym was falling apart, and it was going under. The owner had relocated, the previous owner, so she wasn't there to give it the TLC that it needed.
Right.
Which is, you know, unfortunate for her, but fortunate for us. So my good husband, go ahead, I'll let you tell that one.
Well, I was living the dream. I was retired. And in Florida, what better place between the golf, fishing, boating? It was just great. So I figured I was going to be the good husband. I told Kim, well, find out what she wants for it, you know. And she did. We made a crazy offer, never in a million years thinking they would accept it. And they accepted it. So at that point, it was, uh-oh, now what? We've never owned a business before. What are we doing? What did you get me into?
Yeah, and I even laughed today. I was joking with somebody saying, you know, I promised Mitch, it can't be that much work.
It won't be that much work.
But yet, it is a lot of work, and we get out of it what we put into it. And one of the things that makes us stand out amongst a lot of people, a lot of other places in town, is that we are owner-occupied. We are there. I'm there every day. This is my full-time job, to be there or in the community doing things such as this. And I think that's where where we've made it a success, and because we are small business owners,
Yes.
and even though 9 Round is a franchise, we're just renting their brand is what we're doing.
Right.
Everything else is all about us, and so we foster that family ownership.
Right, the atmosphere is very, very intimate.
Yes.
When someone comes in the door, we recognize them by name. When they leave and they're done, when you're coming in next for your workout. If they don't show up for a while, we will call them, we will text them, we will reach out to them. So once they have a membership, they're committed. We hold them accountable when they're there, and when they're not there, we hold them accountable to come in.
Yes.
And it also, by being there, you also have a good eye on staff, because I know,
Correct.
again, from knowing you for the last couple of years, you've had some turnover because your staff didn't exude what you guys felt were important. Because I always
Exactly.
talk, at the end of the day, whether you own a gym, we have a guy coming on that works for a care center, we have somebody coming on that's a plumber. I'm in the title business. At the end of the day, we all sell the same thing, and that's customer service.
Correct. We take very good care of our employees, and we expect that in return. And when our employees are not taking very good care of us and our business, then we need to look at that a little bit closer. And the bottom line is the trainers are working for the members, and I tell them that from day one. And so when the members are not happy and they come to us, we work with
We
that
have to
person to
react.
try and fix it, but the bottom line is no one's going to take care of your business better than you.
Right.
So, but the staff we have right now, we have 4 staff members. I love them to pieces, and they are fantastic, and every one of them takes good care of our business, better sometimes than we do. So they are, and they've been with us a long time. One of them is coming up on 2 years.
Oh, nice.
Actually, 2 of them are coming up on 2 years this summer that they've been with us.
That's
and
awesome.
So the better you take care of your employees, the better they're going to take care of you.
Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly. Now, the question that's out there, we get somebody watching this show, or somebody that may see this when you put it on your Facebook or your website, what exactly, I'm 70 years old, and I can go to the gym and sort of do this and do that. What can I do at a place like 9 Round?
You can do everything that we do. We have a prescribed workout that we do, and every day it changes. But because you have a trainer there the entire time you're in the gym, the entire 30 minutes you're there, that trainer is tailoring the workout to you. And so you might be working out next to me, and if you can't do everything that I'm doing to the level I'm doing it at, the trainer's going to recognize that and tone it down a little bit for you. We want everyone to be successful, and we want them to get their workout in and get their calories burned and do what we promise we're going to do.
And talk about some of the equipment, because you guys got stuff that'll, if I remember correctly, I apologize, it's been a while. By the way, I'm not 70 years old, but the next question I have will directly refer to me. But some of the equipment you have in there has, it tells their heart rate and everything, doesn't it?
We have a heart rate monitor that all of our members wear, and it projects on the screen in the back of the gym. So what is nice about it is we can make sure you're working to your potential, and if you're not, we're going to push you to work a little bit harder, and if you work too hard, we're going to push you to tone it down a little bit.
It's a great tool for the trainers. And at the end of your workout, that whole system will send you an email detailing exactly what your workout was, how long you spent in each range, how many calories you burned, how many points you gained. So it really provides the people with great feedback on their workout.
That's awesome. And what kind of training do you train your trainers with?
Well, the trainers have to pass, obviously, a written test, so they have to have the knowledge necessary to be a trainer, but they also have to pass a physical test. And one of the things they have to do in that test is 10 minutes straight of jump rope. And
Which, by the way, is very hard.
You think?
And we administer that test every 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And we also require them to work out at least 3 times a week in our gym so that they can stay on top of the workouts and familiar with the members and the other trainers. They learn from each other. In fact, tomorrow we're leaving I'm closing the gym for a couple days, and we're all taking the trainers to Orlando to our World Convention, and we'll be there until Sunday.
Nice.
So it's a really great opportunity for them to interact with some of the other 9 Round owners and trainers and learn a lot.
Learn new processes and procedures.
Well, let me ask you a question, guys, while you're watching this. Does that not tell you something about the fact that the Rymanowskis are willing to put time into their trainers to make sure they have the best staff and take them to Orlando?
Yes.
That's phenomenal. Now, the question I was going to ask on the other side of the coin, you have somebody either with a a new left knee or a new right hip. Again,
Yep.
same process?
Same process. We have, in fact, 2 of our oldest members just left this week for Delaware. They're 70 and 71.
Okay.
They're snowbirds, and they are 70 and 71-year-olds. They're not those crazy videos that you see on,
Right.
on the internet, and they're doing this workout, but we tone it down for them. One of them has a hip replacement, the other one has AFib, so we make sure that they're getting their workout. We have 2 pregnant women right now. These will be our 3rd babies.
Okay.
So we're pretty excited about that.
A woman in a boot.
Yeah, we have people in boots. We have people in, Mitch worked out for 6 weeks with his arm in a sling.
Oh, that's right.
So we do adjust the workouts for every person in their, whether it's a temporary or permanent disability, we work with that.
And again, I think it's important to talk again about the calories that you burn in a half hour working with you guys.
Well, 500 calories in a half hour, that's just a crazy amount.
It is.
You just feel so good. And the older I get, I'm 64, and if I don't work out, I'm just stiff. I feel my age. When I work out all the time, I'm running half marathon now. I never ran in my entire life. I feel good enough to run that distance. And it just makes you feel good physically and mentally. You get to beat the snot out of these heavy bags. It's just very liberating.
All right, well, we are winding down. Give me one thing. Tell me something.
Well, speaking of calories, I got my calorie summary from April this morning, because at the end of the month you get a summary, and last month I burned 32,000 calories.
How much?
32,000.
32,000 calories.
That's a
Guys,
lot.
9 Round Chelsea Place. It's the website's been up, numbers up.
Yep.
Mitch and Kim Rymanowski, guys, thank you so much for being
Thank you
on.
for
That's
having us.
Awesome, man. Have a great time in Orlando.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Welcome back, guys. This is Paul Friedlander, again running solo today, representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce on My Chamber TV. I happen to also be an account executive for Total Title Solutions, but as I said, today we're representing West Pasco Chamber. I am here with a really, really good buddy. We just came back not too long ago from a cruise. We had a blast, and he has, since then, everybody knows this gentleman, Adam Shoemaker, but Adam has recently made a move, and we're excited to hear about it. Welcome, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I did just recently make a move. I moved, I was at a local facility as their marketing manager and clinical liaison, and I had an opportunity to stay within the community and move to another facility, and I moved to Madison, Pointe, which is a skilled nursing facility with both long-term and short-term rehab. And I made that decision to go there. There was an opportunity that I really just couldn't pass up, and I was up for a new challenge. They have just recently purchased in the last year about 17 facilities in the Tampa Bay area, so that sort of opened my eyes and thought, I'm always up for some kind of a new challenge.
And you guys are located right across the street from North Bay?
Exactly, right across the street.
On the, what is that, Indiana or Illinois?
It's on Indiana and Madison, right there on the corner.
Madison, okay.
Yep.
I never remember the states.
Just north of Main Street off from Madison.
Right across from their new ER.
Exactly.
Right across.
Yep.
Talk to me, what got you so excited about this opportunity?
Well, I wasn't really looking to make any kind of a move, and I got a call from somebody, and they offered me a position. I met with the CEO, and actually I never even stepped foot into the facility until the day that I started working there. I just felt it would be a great opportunity, being that they had other facilities in the area, and my biggest thing was I wanted to stay within the community. Yes. And that gave me that opportunity to do that because it's right in the heart of the community, actually. Yep. So it was a great thing for me.
Yeah, and anybody that knows Adam knows that Adam is a big, big part of this community. In fact, he was a co-nominee for King Pithla, and it really could have gone either way. His wife was praying for me, and my wife was praying for him. So, but in all fairness, yes, he gives and gives. And when we heard he was moving, I know everybody in the community held their breath, hoping he was going to stay in Pasco with us and not maybe move down to Pinellas or somewhere else. So we're excited that you did that, my friend. What's Madison Pointe? Yeah, you said long and short term, but talk about the specifics. Why is somebody going to go there? How is that going to work?
Well, to be very truthful, Madison Pointe is the oldest skilled nursing facility in the county. Was built in the 60s, and has changed hands many times over the years. Recently, it's gone through a renovation. It's continuing to be renovated. And we have private rooms. We also have semi-private rooms. A few years back, there was a new physical therapy, occupational therapy room built on. Really nice gym area. Gives the opportunity for patients to come, rehab, and still be able to go back home. And what makes us unique, too, and as I continue to move forward with the facility, I've been trying to get physicians that are specialists to come in and see the patients so they don't have to go elsewhere to see them. So I'm working on cardiology, pulmonology. We also have bay care in the facility for respiratory, and we also have another company. So we have 2 respiratory companies in the facility that will handle anything like that. And with all the Medicare changes nowadays, the biggest thing is they don't want patients to return to hospital, because when they get returned to the hospital, Medicare actually takes some of their money back from the facilities, from the physicians. So everybody's on top of keeping a patient, rehabbing them where they are without having to send them back to the hospital for further treatment.
And in your facility, Adam, so I understand, I know there's some facilities that are specifically rehab, maybe have a few skilled beds. Do you guys have a number of skilled beds, so if a patient needs to stay and can't return to their home?
We do. We have more, I would say half and half.
Okay.
Half long-term, half rehab.
Okay.
Beds where patients that, of course, the patients that we're going to take first are patients that have come in and been admitted from the hospital or wherever from the doctor that needed rehab, but are maybe not able to go back home.
Right.
That they need the long-term care, and they can transition right into a long-term care bed. Which, that makes it nice.
What kind of occupancy numbers, not in terms of percentage, but how many beds do you have?
We have 119 beds.
Okay.
And right now we have just a couple beds open. So, that makes me happy. Everybody's happy when
when
you
you're
got a
operating,
head in the bed and the numbers are up there. But I go out daily when I receive a referral from the hospital,
yes,
and I deal with all the hospitals in the area, including the outlying hospitals, I go out and assess the patient that they sent a referral on to see if it's a good fit for the patient and for us.
Yep.
If we're able to work on that patient. We have expanded some of our services. We take trachs now, where people with trachs are able to come and receive rehab. Feeding tubes, we do IVs. There's really not a whole lot that we're not able to do. The only thing we don't do, and I don't think there's any facility in the area that does dialysis within the facility. That has to be. But we do take those patients that are on dialysis, and we provide them with transportation to and from the dialysis clinics, whether it's in Trinity or up in Newport Richey, wherever it's at. We make sure that they get there and get their treatments.
Well, and something you mentioned earlier in the conversation, which is awesome, is to be able to have physicians / cardiologists, pulmonologists on site, so that those patients don't have to be transported, especially when they're in there for rehab.
And that's true
already. Yeah,
that's true. The other thing I'm working on is trying to credential a lot of doctors in the area. It's always been in the SNF world that there's only a few doctors that are credentialed in one facility and they take care of all the patients. But I like to offer the patient and give them the opportunity to have their own primary doctor. So the more doctors that I have credentialed within the facility means that they can have that same doctor that possibly they have as a primary out in the community would also come to our facility. So nothing has to change, and they have a continuity of care.
So so that's an interesting point. I didn't realize that. So in a skilled nursing facility or any type of facility, just like in a hospital, that doctor has to be credentialed to be able to come into the facility.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Did not realize that.
And it's not a hard process.
Right.
It's just a matter of letting those physicians know and encouraging those physicians not only to send their patients to us, but also giving them the opportunity to continue servicing their patients while they're there.
That's great. That's great. And anybody that knows Adam and knows Adam's ability in the community, you actually started your career, probably doing other things, but you actually started your career as an RN, did you not?
I did. And for the last, it'll be 30 years in August.
30 years.
So, yeah, I've done that a couple of years. I've done a lot of different things, but the last 6 or 7 years I've spent up here in Pasco County working at a couple local facilities, and I'm really glad that I became active in the chamber, and I've met a lot of people, a lot of connections, and I have had a great opportunity to continue to grow with my career without having to leave the area.
Yeah, and we're glad too, and it's true, we say that, but we really are glad because he and I are probably a couple of your higher profile people in the community, but I know that, and when I say that, I'm talking about in terms of networking. Somebody's either going to call Adam or call me a lot of times to find out, can you refer somebody that does this or does that? And with Adam, it becomes really important in collaboration versus competition, because I know you work closely with the assisted living facilities, as well as obviously the hospitals, and everybody knows you have a great reputation. Here's the advantage for y'all. When you are working with Adam, and if you send a family member there, even though he's not in-house, but you still have hands-on. You've got somebody you can call if there's a challenge, if something's not going the way you want it to go. he'll answer his phone just like I do, almost 24/7, and be able to do something to help you out.
That's true, and I try to make sure that everybody realizes that. And if there's something that I can't do, I don't drop it at that point.
Yep.
I'll help anybody find whatever service they need to find.
Yep.
Whether I can help them or not, or whether it's a service that I provide. And what's enabled me to do that more than anything is being part of the chamber.
Yes.
Because you have so many choices to make and so many opportunities to reach into the chamber with people that you trust to refer to other people.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, and again, it's been a wonderful move. Adam and I first met, you were working with a different facility. I think this is probably the third one since you and I first met, but always a move positive for you, but more importantly, a move that's been positive for the facility that's brought you on, because you always had a question, even with the chamber, is how's networking going to help me fill a skilled nursing
Right.
or rehab facility? And it's worked.
It has.
It's
It has.
worked, and there's nobody better than this guy. He's at Madison, Pointe. Any questions, he'll throw out your cell number real quick for me.
727-741-7280.
And we are about to wrap up. My friend, thank
All
you
right.
so much
Thank
for
you,
being
Paul,
on
for
today,
having me
man.
on. I
Appreciate
appreciate it.
And we'll be back with another segment and a good buddy of ours, Tanner Kielty.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Welcome back to My Chamber TV. Today, as we mentioned, we are representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. Excited. We've had a great show so far with the Rymanowskis from 9 Round Chelsea, Adam Shoemaker with Madison Pointe, and now a buddy that we've been trying to get on the show for a while now, Tanner Kielty with their RJ Kielty Heating. Let me see, is it plumbing, heating, and cooling?
Yep.
Okay, I had to cheat. Sorry about that, guys. Tanner, you are the son of
Yes, I
RJ
am.
Kielty,
Yep.
Rod, right?
Yep.
And you have been involved in the business for how long?
My whole life, pretty
Have you?
much. Yeah, I was
And-
12 years old, working in the warehouse and
And
working
Dad-
in the field. And
Dad's had the company for how long? Was it in his family before?
nope, my dad started. Actually, had my grandpa working for him. He started when he was 23 and 46. It's our 46th year anniversary.
46 years.
Yeah.
And you guys just recently moved from
Yep.
basically sort of a house to a 20,000?
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yep. 32,000 square foot. So
32.
we were in off 52, and we just moved off of Massachusetts and Osteen Road, and it's just been absolutely amazing. It was like our old building was like a Rector set where we added on 5-6 times. It was like bumper cars in the morning trying to get all the guys out, and to now, we have 17 bays in the back. Our guys pull up, get what they need, and can leave. And efficiency.
And with that in mind, what kind of a market do you cover?
So we have a location here in Newport Richey.
Yes.
We have a location in Brandon and a location in Orlando. So my half-brother Tim runs our Brandon office, and my brother Grady runs Orlando. So it's a little bit of competition between all of us too.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That's a good point. That's a good point. How many trucks on the road?
So we have 200 employees working, a little over 200 employees, probably around 210 right now.
Between the 3 locations?
Between the 3 locations, yep.
That's awesome. And you guys have been in this market like for forever, so
Forever.
you've got such a great name. Has it always been, did your dad start just on the plumbing side? Has it always been plumbing, heating, and,
Correct.
and cooling?
Nope, we started on the plumbing side, and then my half-brother Tim and I both got our HVAC license about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And we started the HVAC side, and that's been definitely difficult. As we were talking about earlier, finding the right people, putting them in the right places, that's the number one goal of a business.
Yes.
And we have just incredible people now working for us. And
How do you go
really,
about
really
doing
proud.
that, especially in this market? Because you hear one of the largest complaints usually from employers is that, it's hard to find good employees. It's hard to find employees that are going to show up to work every
Yep.
day. It's sort of sad. It's hard to find ones that aren't doing stuff they shouldn't be doing
Yep.
and things like that. How do you guys go about? Do you have a system in place? What do you go about doing to
Yes,
make
so-
that happen?
Yeah, so we do a lot of training. We're spending more time now really finding and trying to recruit good people. And then we do a lot of different things to try to maintain our workforce. We just rolled out. I'm happy. I worked with my dad for about 2 years. We rolled out a 401k plan, matching plus profit sharing. So that was really, really huge for us. So we're trying to more create a partnership, with us and everybody. And people have always tried to put plumbers down or the trades down. And let me tell you what, if you get paid as an apprentice to basically work for somebody to learn a trade, and they make really, really good money. And let me tell you, in the next 10, 20 years, it's, there's going to be more of a labor gap there. You're going to continue to, make more and more money. So
Speaking of which, do you guys do commercial and residential?
yes,
You
yes, we do. Yep.
Okay, because I know that, oh gosh, I shouldn't say recently, but probably the last year and a half I was at a function where you had the guys from the airport because they were building the new rental car facility. You had the guys from the port that were expanding.
Yep.
You had the guys from Curtis Hickson was doing like a 2-3 acre expansion. Then you had the guys working down on Water Street with all the channel side and all that expansion with Vinnick. And that's what they were saying. It was going to be a fight for manpower to find enough people to do what they needed. They were hoping that the building in Atlanta was going to start slowing down so some of those
To
guys
get
would
some
move.
people.
But then let me ask you this, and you've been there before, you've helped us during Education Week. Rob Aegis and those guys that are at the career academies probably can't turn these guys and girls out fast enough for you, can they?
No, and Robbie they do an amazing job. That's what we need more of, and that's where I like to spend a lot of my time trying to help them out, because that's going to be the future. We have to have people A building. We do a lot of new construction. We've done over 100,000 homes. So there's a good chance in the area here that we did the plumbing on your original home. And then obviously servicing it after that. So we need people to do that. And it's not a real, I guess you should say, hard nose in the dirt kind of job. There's aspects of it that it is like that. It's very physical, but also it's becoming more and more technical. There's a lot more. There's tankless water heaters. There's, everything's becoming more digital. A lot of stuff you have to hook up a laptop or an iPad to, or connect it Bluetooth to be able to work on stuff. So you're using your mind more and more. So you got to really find somebody that has both aspects.
Your dad and I grew up in an era where it was go to school, get a good education, get a good job, retire. And those years of the gold watches and all that stuff, really don't exist anymore for the most part. And so that's why when we do that education day, and you've got a lot of career academies here in the Pasco, I'm sure even in Pinellas, you got P-Tech. To be successful, if money is an equation of being successful, there's a lot of welders out there making a lot of money.
Yes, exactly.
There's plumbers out there making a lot of money. There's air conditioning and electricians. So you don't necessarily have to dress up and have a white collar on every day to be successful if you measure success by dollars. But even if you measure it by dollars and what you give back to the community, people are always going to need plumbers. They're always going to need electricians or people to fix their AC.
Yep. And it's the really type of person that likes to do something and then feel accomplished once they're done. You build, you do the new plumbing in a house, you're proud of that. You fix somebody's, faucet, you're proud of that. You put your name on it. You go buy that house and you show your kids, hey, I did that house, So it's really a rewarding,
What makes you guys? I've been to I haven't taken a lot of tours, but I've been to the new facility. What makes you guys stand out?
Everybody talks about customer service, but we live it. If there's an issue, there's always going to be issues, but we make sure that we take care of it. We try to take care of it quickly. Most importantly, we try to learn from it, and then we have weekly trainings to discuss issues that we have and how we could have made it better, whether it be on new technology, new products coming out, but even just as important, if not more important, on customer service. Going above and beyond. I tell my guys, I'll never, reprimand you for spending extra time with a customer. I don't care if you're changing a light bulb for a customer. Go a little bit above and beyond. Treat every homeowner, like it's your mom or your grandma. Just go that little step above and beyond that, set the bar. And
Right. Well, that's what it's about. It's about probably in this area going into somebody that's 60 or 70-year-old's house that says, John, is there anything, I've got this bulb burnt out over here. Could you help me?
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time we already got our ladders out.
What kind of dividends does that pay?
Oh, it's huge.
What kind of dividends? And people don't get it. That's why I said earlier, it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about customer service.
Exactly.
It's all about customer service. It's about collaboration. There's some other people that do plumbing in the area that are probably good friends of yours, and they're good friends of mine. But there's plenty of business out there. And at the end of the day, when I used to run my brochure exchanges, I used to always say to somebody, have you ever had a client you've wanted to fire? And if they didn't raise their hand, I used to tell them, you're either lying to me or you don't have enough clients.
Exactly.
But in most of those cases, it's just a personality.
Yes.
So why, hey, I got somebody I think can help you better than I can.
Exactly.
And the customer's happy, you're happy, and guess what? The person that's in a similar industry knows you play nice in the sandbox. So it's a win-win-win.
Oh yeah, I talk to all the plumbers in the area. We're all pretty good friends. We bounce ideas off each other. Like to talk about, there's enough business out there. Why not make everybody better and give better service?
Exactly, and that's the bottom line. You hit the nail on the head. Is everybody else makes you better. You're only game in town. It's hard to step up the bar if there's nobody else to set it for you.
I agree, 100%.
So, and we appreciate what you guys have done in the community. Talk about some of the stuff you all do in the community.
So if you see our trucks going around, all of our box trucks are themed. So we use different initiatives, different charities, like we have obviously the Pink Box Truck. We're supporters of Moffitt, Autism Truck, Kielty Ranch, huge supporters of what Tammy's doing over there. If you haven't been there, we just had a event there 2 weekends ago.
Where's that at?
Absolutely amazing. So right off Denton Avenue. They just moved.
Oh, okay.
And so they use horses.
Giddy
yes,
Up.
yeah, Kielty
Yeah,
Ranch.
Giddy
Yep.
Up Ranch.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. We're just lucky that our community has people like this. Pasco Kids First,
Yes.
huge supporters of them. Our law enforcement, first responders, we do a lot of things for them. Actually, there's another event in June. A good friend of mine growing up, a good family friend too, Ryan Bullock, he died because of the opioid crisis that we had, taking Oxycontins and stuff.
Ryan Trope.
Yep,
Bowling
Ryan.
tournament.
Yep, exactly.
I'm going to be emceeing that event.
Yep, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he was a really good friend of mine, really good family friend. So we're happy to be a part of that, to really bring light to that. And I think we've made leaps and bounds. I graduated from River Ridge in 2005, so I was kind of in the thick of that, in the middle of it. And I had a lot of friends and stuff like that perished from that. So it's, I think we've made leaps and bounds on that, but, anybody that's still left behind, we want to make sure we
It's got to be
help
one
them
person
out.
at a time, and part of that is, not to get off track with what
Yeah.
you guys do, but, you mentioned it before, it's awesome to have people like that, like Mike Gasparino, that's
Yeah.
leading the charge on that,
Yeah.
and yourself, but it's, not only have people like that in the community, but then, guys, you're listening to somebody that can come fix your air conditioning, fix your heating, fix your plumbing challenges, and yet at the same time gives back to the community. And that's what it's about in West Pasco, really is about giving back.
Yeah, our community has supported us for 46 years, why not support them? You know what I mean? So that's a big thing with my dad. He's always been like that, even just helping like youth teams, anything we could do to really help. They've supported us. They've been cheerleaders for us. Why don't we help out our community?
Well, listen, send best back to Dad. Tanner, thank you so much for finally being on here.
Yeah.
Large Business of the
Yep.
Year Award in 2016, West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
back. Guess what? Boss Tech shows up. You know, it's funny. I told Barbara, I'm like, oh, I didn't hear from him, no show. And then next thing you know, 30 minutes later, your email comes in, and I felt for it. I guess you didn't see the forward. So, welcome back to My Chamber TV. I am John Gaston, other known as Boss Tech. I am here with Paul Friedlander. Now, he works for Total Title Solutions, but he is one of the biggest faces in the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce there is. So, Paul, what's going on, buddy? Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, no. Oh, King Pithla.
King Pithla, yes. Thank you.
King Pithla. We all bow to King Pithla.
Thank you. And for anybody that doesn't know what King Pithla is, I'm going to give another explanation. I did it last month, but I've had people that have actually said, you know, what is it all about? It's been going on since 1922. They started naming it Queen Chasco and the King Pithla. It used to be high school students, and I think it was high school students and beauty queens, and I think the guys were a little older, and it got a little, yeah. So back in 34 years ago, they started Coronation Ball. And they were doing, and what they were doing. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're over there.
I'm working on it, dude.
Don't worry about it.
Anyhow, they were working 34 years ago when they started Coronation Ball. People that gave back to their community they were nominated by the not-for-profits. Anybody that lives in West Pasco knows we have some of the most wonderful, as numerous not-for-profits as anywhere I've ever lived. And so they nominate Queen Chascos and King Pithlas. And there's usually anywhere from 25 to about 40 nominations. And out of those all selected, 2 people get selected as King Pithla and Queen Chasco. And trust me, everybody that was nominated is worthy of wearing, quote unquote, the crown. But we now very humbly represent West Pasco and the 501c3s for the year of 2019 until the next Chasco Ball.
That's awesome.
So that's what that's all about. That's called ramping up.
So do you get free food?
That was the one thing I was warned about when they ask you to come to their event.
Because free food's awesome.
I know. When they ask you to come to their event and represent, I was warned that you need to ask them if you're coming to their event and paying for a ticket, or coming to their event and being invited as a guest, because this doesn't have anything to do with the not-for-profits, but as the person that warned me about it said, it can be a very expensive year if you don't ask those questions.
Really?
Yes, because not always, again, they're 501c3, so not always when you get invited is it I was told that just say that, I won't be able to stay for the whole event, but I would love and come to represent.
Well, see, as an honorary governor, I just expect everything's free.
Yeah, well, as the
if I walk up and go, I got to pay, I got to go. See ya.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not trying to be an A, but
no. The chamber treated the honorary governor is a in kind.
And I'm still. How long? So you know this.
You're actually going to be honorary governor for 2 years, because I don't think they selected a new one this year.
Oh. I can't believe the chamber would do that.
You're still honorary governor. You know what it was? It was the
King and Gov.
It was the hat.
Oh yeah. It was something.
But it was a cool hat.
I have no problem.
They call that
steampunk.
Steampunk.
I have no problem fulfilling that role, because I didn't get a chance to do it a lot.
No.
Because everything kind of got weird. So, and we had a lot of changes going on in the chamber. So now I'm ready to represent the right way.
And speaking of which, that's a great segue. We have officially merged with Central Pasco.
That's a done deal now.
That is a done deal. We will be having a come together with a band that's going to be playing at the Spring Hill Suites at the corner of out there at 54. And
oh, that's a great facility.
And that's going to be May 8th, and that's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30.
That's Thursday.
It's a mixer. Yeah, it's a mixer coming up next Thursday.
I guess the honorary governor's got a show.
You do have to show. We have to make mention of it. The only thing I think we're going to have to do, because I know you would really love this, just like I have to, I'm going to get you a sash.
I have one.
Do you have a sash?
Well, it's on the hat.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you got a cool sash.
Yeah, see, I have a cool sash. It's on the hat. It's on the hat. So what else is going on? So there was something put out. I don't want to make sure I don't want to take all your time up.
No.
There was a post out that says, "Hey, help name the chamber."
And that was put out. And I don't know. I know they came in. I don't know that anyone was selected yet, or if it has, I don't know if it's been announced yet.
Why can't they just call it the Pasco Chamber?
That would be my call. But let's see what happens.
because it's both sides now,
yes,
right?
It is. And here's what makes sense. I know when people first heard about this, they started getting a little sketchy.
Oh yeah, it was
and I totally get it. And part of it is that the small businesses started to feel a little bit
slighted.
Yeah, slighted.
Yep.
Okay, and that was even before this. When when I couldn't make it to the board meeting where they were going to do the final, I put together an email and I said, when you think about West Pasco, and you think about Central, and you think about all the growth on that 54 corridor between the two.
Oh, yeah.
It made sense, and what really made sense was it was going to actually, in my opinion, it's going to be beneficial to the small businesses because now, first of all, the big businesses like the Mettler Toledos and the simulator.
Yeah, simulator.
They don't have to even yes, could they afford to do both? Yes, but now they don't have to decide, and it gives the small businesses on both sides access to them.
That's correct.
And so, in the scheme of things, and again, I understand why they felt a little.
Right.
There were things that going into it that weren't as cool as they could have been. But now, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. Anybody listening to this, it's an open mixer for both chambers on May 8th. It's going to be at the Spring Hill Suites, as I mentioned, right in the middle of our market.
Okay, so again, I'm not from this area. So does Pasco that's all the way over to Dade?
No, that's actually
not Dade City.
More, I want to say more towards 41.
41.
Yeah, if you start, you could go to the other side of 41, and Central probably pull some people from that side. But the strength of and that was even when we were first talking about West Pasco. Yeah, we would say our footprint went to 41, but in all actuality, in terms of managing it, footprint was really to Suncoast.
Okay. Are we going to stay in? Are we staying in?
There will be offices maintained in both locations.
So
yeah, you have to.
That's awesome.
You have to. And we'll have administratives at both offices. So it's not like one's going to be open 8 to 5, 2 days a week, and the other one 3 days. It's going to be
both
there
sides.
will be full-time service at both locations. That's absolutely phenomenal. So it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a good thing.
It is.
So what I'm hearing you say is we may have to do some on location West Pasco Chamber shows.
We are going to have to do some serious, and I know you guys do that with, I believe, the Palm Harbor.
Palm Harbor and Upper Tampa.
Right, and just as long as we're talking about it and people are listening to this, talk about how you do that, because we've not done that with our members yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you watch the second and third Wednesday of the month, like at this time slot, we actually go to a location in the morning, so we have to be shooting by 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And we shoot for 2 hours. And we pre-shoot those 4 12-minute segments, or sometimes it's 5.
Okay.
We take no breaks whatsoever. And then we get back to the studio, and we put it all together.
And do you do it where do you do it on site where?
Well, okay, so we've been at Big Cat Rescue.
Okay.
We have been at the Oldsmar Flea Market.
Okay.
We have been Auto Styles. We have been Rumba last week, 2 weeks ago. We actually did it at the Chamber of Commerce in Oldsmar.
Okay.
I think this coming Wednesday, next Wednesday, it will be at Innisbrook for Palm Harbor.
Okay, and then you bring the 3 or 4.
Everybody comes everybody comes there. They film their little segment. We get packed up and get back here as soon as possible so we can get it together in time for the 3:30.
Run it at the 3:30.
Exactly.
And do you so if you do it in Innsbruck, are they one of the segments?
Yes.
Okay.
There's always an on-site segment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's got to be cool. So you set it up just in this type of environment?
Yeah, it's a 2-camera shoot. We have, it's a wide, and then we have the guest, and then it's literally just rolls as normal, just like we do here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, and that's not the purpose of this segment, but I got to tell you, this guy gives back more to this community than so many other people. I've had the privilege of being able to do the live of the
Christmas parade. That's awesome.
Holiday parade.
But that's a West Pasco Chamber of Commerce event. That's what we, that's why we do that.
Yeah, and you guys give back and give back. So other than May 8th, we also have going to be our first combined banquet. And the banquet is going to be at the, and you're going to ask me for a date. I apologize, guys. Go to the website. It's in June. I want to say towards the end. But we're going to sell out quick. It's going to be at the Hilton Inn, or at the Hilton Garden Inn. Again, at 54.
Right there.
But that room holds 280. And we've had 280 just from West Pasco. So you're going to need and guess what, guys? It's already set. It's going to be $50 a person, so it's going to be very affordable.
Book your room so you can party.
Book your room so you can party, and get ready to get online as soon as it's open, and it might be open now. Start getting your reservations in so that you make sure you have a seat in the house that night.
Is that going to be the induction?
That'll be the new induction.
Okay, so
of the new
now
board.
are we going to blend the boards?
What we're going to do is each board is going to each chamber will have 7 members on the board, and some people are going, well, we're larger than they are. It's all going to work out.
It'll
And
wash.
then what we're doing with the chairman, Tim Sherrill's coming in as the chairman this year because he was the chairman-elect for Pasco.
Right.
The following year, their chairman-elect is going to run
nice.
it, and then after those first 2
Then we'll
years,
go back to
then it'll
elections.
just go back to
Yeah.
it'll be one chamber. It's going to be one chamber at that point anyways, but we decided we'll use our chairman 1 year, their chairman 1 year, and then everything will be combined.
Nice.
We're still doing those Wake Up West Pasco breakfasts on Friday. I supposedly the second Friday. Last month I think we did on the 3rd, but those have been really, really successful. We've been getting about 70, 80 people.
Yes.
We'd like to eventually, it's one of Hernando Chamber's biggest events. They do about 130, 140 people every month at their breakfast.
Really?
So
we can take care of that. We can top that.
We're looking.
Not
to
that
get
we're
way.
any competition, mind you. Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got that coming up. That next week, if you're available on May 8th on Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30, come on out. Have a cocktail, have some appetizers, come meet some of the people from the other chamber. It's going to be a blast.
It's gonna be a hoot.
And we've got only a minute and a half. Come on. No. Anyhow, but you can see, again, guys, we have a
New
new
website.
It's a new website.
All right.
A new
Chamber Master.
Chamber Master, yes, finally. And you got all types of, and it's a real easy website. So date-wise, with everything
Look,
coming up,
May 1st, my Chamber TV.
there you go. And then if you go down, that doesn't go down far enough. But anyhow, yeah, and all our new members, you can click right on there. It opens up to what they've got going on. This has been one of the best. Right now, our interim president, Tim McLean's done a great job of getting all
Okay,
this stuff
with
up
that
and
being
running.
said, I know this software very well. I love this website. You need to be on My Chamber TV. You need to reach out to Paul and get on My Chamber TV because you come in here, you get this segment when you're on. Well, you don't get it. It costs you $50, but still, you get it, and you can put it on the website and then you can see how it's seen on TV.
There you go. There you go. And it does, so it will interact on this website.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah.
I've been teaching other chambers this very software on how to put their stuff on there.
Guy, did you hear that? And I want to tell you something. $50 is absolutely nothing. John's giving that away because you're a chamber member, and you can not only put it on here, you can put it on your Facebook page, you can put it on your own website.
Instagram, YouTube,
Instagram.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn now loves video.
Yes.
Loves video.
And the age group this year, the age group coming up,
Yeah.
that's what they watch.
That's what they watch.
And we are done.
All right, buddy.
John, thank you,
Hey,
buddy.
man, thanks for letting me interview you.
No, thank you.